Well, I got to tell you guys, we've got some sick people, and I mean sick people in charge of our country. Right now, the Biden administration is using the Department of Homeland Security to go after conservatives, Republicans, and patriots. And the way that he's doing it is he is allowing them to hand out grants to universities that liken Christians, Republicans, patriots, and conservatives to Nazis and white supremacists. And by the way, he's giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. And he is using your tax-paying dollars. And when I say our tax-paying dollars, and it kind of cues the title that I wrote today, but I mean our Republican dollars are being used for our own demise, to eliminate and get rid of any kind of Republican way of thinking and make us all a single uniparty of Democrats and radical lefties. I am ticked off to the core, and you guys should absolutely be as well. But I've got one heck of a report to share with you guys today, and I want to start with this article, and this is on foxnews.com. University program linking Christians, Republicans to Nazis granted Department of Homeland Security funds under anti-terror initiative. The article goes on to state that the Biden administration is doling out taxpayer money through an anti-terrorism grant initiative to a university program that has explicitly lumped the Republican Party as well as Christian and conservative groups into the same category as Nazis, according to documents shared exclusively with Fox News Digital. It goes on, the Media Research Center, or MRC, a conservative watchdog group, obtained documents through the Freedom of Information Act request showing a DHS program meant to fight terrorism is funding a group whose work has explicitly targeted the American political right. The MRC outlined its findings in a report arguing what the group found warrants criminal prosecution. And I have to at least agree with that last statement. But here we have MRC, a conservative group who is doing more work than a lot of our leaders, because at least they're bringing attention to this. The fact that the Republicans don't even know half of what Department of Homeland Security and Biden is doing behooves me. I mean, they're ignorant to this, and I'm so ticked off that we really have these do-nothing Republicans. I'm tired of it. And I know many of you are. I don't want to become this uniparty. I don't want everybody to bow to these Democrats. And that's what they want. They're literally labeling us under the guise of terrorism, at least this university is through these grants, saying, hey, we're Nazis. One in the same. Well, thankfully, there are people like the MRC calling that out. But as a quick reminder, get on over to restrictedrepublic.com. Sign up there now before it's too late. They have been messing with conservatives and things are getting bad. Look, I really fear that we are headed in some things that we have seen in history's past, like Mao and Stalin and Hitler. This could be a direction we're headed in. God forbid that we are. But get to restrictedrepublic.com. Sign up today. We do live stream events. We just finished one there. Use the coupon code LISA5 to get it for $5 per month. But make sure you have that community of like-minded individuals. Get there, support what we do, because we're funded by you, the people. All right, so let's dive into this MRC report and what they found. We'll take a look. I'm going to go directly to the horse's mouth, straight to the report here. How Biden's Department of Homeland Security is weaponizing an anti-terror program against conservative Christians and the GOP. It goes on. MRC Free Speech America, as part of its new Freedom of Information Act investigations, has learned how the Biden administration is weaponizing a government-funded anti-terrorist grant program in effort to destroy, and I mean destroy, conservatives, Christians, and the Republican Party. Under the Trump administration, the Targeted Violence and Terrorism Prevention Grant Program, it's called TVTP, it was used to prevent terrorism, but it was revamped under Biden and his administration and renamed to provide funding for localities to combat all forms of terrorism and targeted violence. Instead of focusing on preventing actual violence and terrorism, the program is now being used to target the entire spectrum of the political right and Christians through media literacy and online critical thinking initiatives and other so-called training seminars as part of a coordinated effort to make America into a one-party system, aka the uniparty, where we're all radical lefty communists that do whatever those at the very top tell us to do. Yeah. Where we're all slaves to the people at the top. This is the kind of party that they're creating. It's sick and disturbing, but let's go on a little bit more, because here are some of the findings of what MRC discovered specifically. And they say the findings are telling. And here's some of the findings. The University of Dayton Prevents OH was among the most radical grantees within the TVTP media literacy and online critical thinking initiatives. In Ohio, the Department of Homeland Security awarded the University of Dayton $352,109 to establish its Prevents Ohio program, which promised to draw on the expertise of the University of the Dayton facility to fight domestic violent extremism and hate movements. For example, a chart used by Department of Homeland Security and its grantee in a training program equates mainstream groups with militant neo-Nazis, including all of these organizations right here. And I'm going to show you. Let me show you that chart. The pyramid of the far-right radicalization that was used. And you can see the smaller the size group there, the higher it goes, and the more extreme it is, and the lower it is, the bigger the group is. And you can see they've got white supremacist, really unfortunate, nasty groups there at the top, along with the Nazi Party there in group number 3, real close to the highest. But then if you look on level 2, we've got PragerU, InfoWars, Turning Point USA, Breitbart News, your little MAGA hat there, Make America Great Again on level 2. And then level 1, you've got, Fox News, the Heritage Foundation, National Rifle Association, Christian Broadcasting Network, that would mean Christians, and of course, the entire Republican Party. This is the group that got $300 some odd thousand to make this program. And this is what they are promoting. And by the way, the fake news fact checkers out there want to tell you, well, this wasn't as a result of the grant program. No, but it was what they gave to DHS in order to get that grant. Does it even matter? Here it is. This chart was among others included in the original grant application. They included it in their application that was submitted by the University of Dayton to Department of Homeland Security to get this funding. So here's the chart. This is why we want the funding. And DHS says, okay, we're going to go ahead and give you $352,000. It's like they knew what was in it. And they were like, yeah, we like this idea. Wow. The seminar, by the way, also compared former Donald J. Trump to Pol Pot and suggested Ron DeSantis might wish to start a second Holocaust. Ooh, that's pretty chilling, right? But let's go on. The university also, by the way, in this Prevents Ohio seminar, including one headlined by a Department of Homeland Security agent, featured lectures by the University of Cincinnati research fellow Michael Lodenthal, a self-proclaimed member of Antifa whose Twitter feed is rife with posts celebrating acts of left-wing violence, often against police officers. Lodenthal used Prevents Ohio to explain in detail how to create dummy accounts on free speech social media platforms like Telegram, Gab, Rumble in order to destabilize political movements. And he said, he admitted on film, by the way, a lot of the things that we're doing are illegal. He boasted in a lecture. And, a lot of it involves breaking the law. Okay, if the guy said, hey, we're breaking the law here, and he even in one of his lectures, I'm not going to play it here, but in one of his lectures, he said he went to the FBI and told them, we're breaking the law here. Well, if they were breaking the law, he should have been arrested, but the FBI didn't do anything to him. Oh, gee, I wonder why, because they're so corrupt. Yeah, and they're one-party system. Anyway, but here's some more stuff that the guy put out just to kind of give you a little bit. He had a seminar that he titled White Nationalism Workshop. And at that workshop, he explained how anti-fascists could pressure services like GoFundMe, Patreon, PayPal, pressure realtors like Amazon and Airbnb and Tinder to kick people off. Ever wonder why so many conservatives have been kicked off? And here's what was in that workshop. You can see how he tells them, this is how we collaborate. This is how we work together. This is how we get them kicked off of their platforms. And here is the Human Rights Center, or not, excuse me, this is the University of Dayton. This is one of the events that were hosted, and that's what he spoke at. Michael did there, and it's just some very incriminating stuff. I'm not going to touch in on all of this, but you can see some of the things here. Advocacy, all of this, how to, collaborate, go against the alt-right and the white nationalist movement there, and some of the things. It's just disturbing if you read through this entire report. It's just going to tick you off. How to pressure financial services, all of that in here. Deplatforming fascists online, using social media to do that, and the whole 9 yards. So there you go. Some drawings that were utilized there as well. I mean, this is just insanity, but complete one-sided politics. Now, further in that MRC report, it goes on to talk about all and how many grants that the Biden administration has doled out so far. And here it is. The Biden administration spent nearly $40 million in American tax-paying dollars. That would be your Republican dollars, spent across 80 grants to teach media literacy and online critical thinking initiatives, among other things, in an effort to weaponize their TVTP against conservatives, Christians, and the Republican Party. 80 grants totaling $39,611,999 have been awarded under Biden and Mayorkas, with the lowest one being for $85,000. And the highest being 1.1 mil, and the median being around 442,000. 52% of the programs have gone to public institutions like universities and country government, whereas 48% have gone to private organizations. That's a huge chunk, like LBGQ++ QQ advocacy groups. In conclusion, the Biden administration has a clear pattern of using taxpayer dollars to attack its political opponents, be it through the Disinformation Governing Board, targeting parents as terrorists, the Global Disinformation Index Machine, and now the Department of Homeland Security, TVTP. And by the way, this report only scratches the surface. And I've read the report in its entirety. It's like there is a plot against Republicans to completely eliminate that mentality. And the reason they want to eliminate that mentality is because we believe in freedom. I don't want to be held under subjugation as a prisoner. You see, Democrats are not for free speech. They don't want you to have freedom of speech. They don't want you to be able to say the things that you want to say online or anywhere. They want to control what your electricity is in your home, what car you can drive. How is that freedom? It's complete and utter bondage. It's a hellhole. And they want to shut down everyone who speaks against them because they want to turn us all into one party. That is how the communists have won countries over in the past. And they are doing everything in their power right now to win us over. How is it that there is no crime? Nobody has been committed of a crime. I mean, they're literally brainwashing our kids to say Republicans are Nazis in these colleges. And our Biden administration is doling out hundreds of thousands to $1 million to these groups. Why is there not an outrage? That's why I say Republicans are also funding our own demise. Of course, Democrats are, but our taxpaying dollars are being used to do this. And the Republicans aren't doing anything. Somebody should have like some kind of crime on this. I mean, Mayorkas especially should be impeached immediately, should be out of office. I'm just so frustrated by all of this. It's insane that we even are seeing this level of stuff. I mean, I don't see Republicans out there sending hundreds of thousands of dollars to bash on and compare Democrats to Nazis. This isn't even this isn't happening on our side. But I really get the feeling that we are headed in a very bad direction, because you know what? That's what Hitler did with the Jews. That's what Stalin did with his political enemies. These are things that happened before the crap hits the fan really bad, before the crap hit the fan and Jews started being round up. I can't help but shake that eerie feeling. I mean, God forbid that ever happens. We just need to start getting the right people in. And I don't even know the chances of us doing that, what those chances are anymore. But all I know is we're on some shaky ground. Anyhow, I love all of you. Thank you so much for turning in. And please make sure you have that subscribe button checked. And when you do, just make sure you click that all button. Otherwise, you won't get those notifications. Anyhow, I love you all. Sorry for the downer report, but it really gets me upset because this stuff isn't going away. It's staying around, and it's getting worse. And it's just now in our face. And since no one has gotten so much as a slap on a hand, they're full-fledged now. It's like nobody is getting punished or anything. Our Republican, nobody's doing anything about it. Crap on the Constitution, it doesn't even matter. It's okay. Now we're out in the open. We're going to continue to do it, and we're going to blow it up. And no one gets in trouble. Just our side. We're getting 18 years in prison for something that doesn't deserve that. January 6th, people. Not that long of a term, right? Anyhow, I'm going on a tangent. I love all of you. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.